Listen up, Rams Nation, because what we just witnessed across the pond at Wembley Stadium was nothing short of absolute legendary status. And we need to talk about it right now because Matthew Stafford just cemented himself in the history books with a performance that had the entire international community buzzing. And honestly, every single person who bleeds blue and gold should be screaming from the rooftops about what our quarterback just accomplished in front of those UK fans who got the privilege of watching Rams football at its absolute finest. And this is exactly the kind of momentum we need heading into our bye week. Let me break down what just happened, because this wasn't just another Sunday at the office. This was history being made in real time. And the fact that it happened on international soil makes it even more special for our franchise and for the entire NFL community watching from around the globe. Our guy Matthew Stafford, the absolute warrior, the Super Bowl champion, the man who has been slinging it for 17 years in this league, just threw 5 touchdown passes against the Jacksonville Jaguars in a dominant 35-7 victory. And that performance officially set a new NFL record for the most touchdown passes thrown in a single game played overseas. And let me tell you something, that record isn't getting broken anytime soon. Because what Stafford did was surgical precise, absolutely masterful from start to finish. Now, here's what makes this even more impressive, and why every Rams fan needs to understand the magnitude of this accomplishment. We did this without Puka Nacua, our explosive second-year receiver, who has been an absolute monster when he's on the field. But even without him, Stafford found a way to carve up that Jaguars defense like he was cutting through butter. And that's the mark of an elite quarterback who can adapt, adjust and dominate, regardless of who's lining up at receiver. And that's exactly what we saw on full display at Wembley Stadium, where the atmosphere was electric and the Rams faithful, both local and international, got to witness something truly special. The chemistry between Stafford and coach Sean McVay was firing on all cylinders, and you could see the offensive game plan was designed perfectly to attack Jacksonville's weaknesses and exploit every single opportunity that presented itself throughout the game. McVay knew this was a must-win situation heading into the bye week, because going into that rest period at 5-2 is a completely different mindset than 4-3, and our coaching staff understood the assignment and delivered a game plan that allowed Stafford to operate with precision timing and absolute confidence in the pocket. And the results speak for themselves, with 5 touchdowns, lighting up the scoreboard and sending a message to the entire NFC that the Rams are legitimate contenders this season. What really stood out was Stafford's composure and command throughout the entire game, because this is a quarterback who has seen everything in his 17-year career, and nothing rattles him, nothing makes him flinch. And when you combine that veteran savvy with his physical tools and his ability to read defenses pre-snap, you get the kind of performance we witnessed where he was throwing darts, hitting receivers in stride, and making it look effortless against a Jacksonville defense that came into this game with a solid reputation, but left Wembley absolutely shell-shocked by what they just experienced. The post-game moment that has everyone talking, and rightfully so, was when a local British reporter suggested that Stafford deserved to be knighted for his historic performance. And without missing a beat, without even pausing to process the question, our quarterback responded with the most relatable and hilarious answer imaginable when he asked, "Do I get a sword or something?" And that moment right there encapsulates everything we love about Matthew Stafford, because he's not just an elite quarterback. He's genuine, he's funny, he's down to earth. And he embraces these moments with the perfect blend of humility and lightheartedness that makes him so beloved by teammates and fans alike. The video of that interaction is pure gold, and it's already making the rounds on social media, because you can see Stafford's inner child come out in the best possible way as he contemplates what being knighted would actually entail, and whether or not he'd get to carry around a ceremonial sword, which honestly would be the coolest accessory any NFL quarterback has ever had. And the fact that he was ready with that response immediately shows that he arrived at Wembley prepared not just to dismantle the Jaguars with his aerial assault, but also to handle the media attention with the same level of excellence he displayed on the field. This performance officially silenced any lingering concerns about Stafford's back issue that some people were whispering about earlier in the season, because when you throw 5 touchdowns in a game and look as comfortable and mobile as he did in that pocket, there's absolutely nothing to worry about. And any doubters need to recognize that we have a healthy, motivated, and locked-in quarterback who is playing some of the best football of his career at age 37, which is remarkable considering how many hits he's taken and how many battles he's fought throughout his NFL journey. The international aspect of this record cannot be understated, because the NFL is aggressively expanding its global footprint, and having one of the league's premier quarterbacks set a historic record in front of UK fans is the perfect marketing tool for future international expansion and growth. European audiences traditionally favor soccer, which they call football over there, while American football is often referred to as grittier. But sport fans everywhere recognize and appreciate elite athletic performance when they see it. And what Stafford delivered was undeniably elite in every possible measure. And those fans who packed Wembley Stadium got to witness something they'll remember forever. The comparison to Pelé, the legendary Brazilian soccer star who brought his talents to America and helped grow the sport domestically, is spot on, because Stafford is now returning that favor by showcasing American football excellence on international soil and inspiring a new generation of UK fans to embrace the NFL and specifically to embrace Rams football. This kind of cultural exchange through sports is incredibly powerful and meaningful, and having our quarterback at the center of it makes us all proud to be part of Rams Nation. Looking at the bigger picture, this victory puts us at 5-2 heading into our Week 8 bye, which is exactly where we need to be to make a serious playoff push and potentially compete for another Super Bowl championship this season. The NFC is wide open with multiple teams capable of making deep runs, but what separates contenders from pretenders is having an elite quarterback who can take over games when it matters most. And we have exactly that in Matthew Stafford, who proved once again at Wembley he's still got plenty left in the tank, and he's ready to lead this team to greatness. The offensive weapons around Stafford are developing beautifully, with multiple receivers stepping up in Puka's absence and showing that this offense has depth and versatility that can attack defenses in multiple ways, whether through the air or on the ground, with our rushing attack complementing the passing game perfectly. The offensive line gave Stafford time to operate and delivered clean pockets throughout the game, which allowed him to go through his progression, find the open receivers, and deliver accurate throws that resulted in touchdowns and big plays down the field. Defensively, our unit dominated Jacksonville, holding them to just 7 points, which is exactly what championship-caliber defenses do when they're clicking on all cylinders and controlling games from start to finish. The synergy between our offense and defense creates a complete team that can win in multiple ways, and that versatility is going to be crucial as we navigate the second half of the season and face tougher opponents who will challenge us in different ways. The bye week comes at a perfect time, because it allows our coaching staff to evaluate the first 7 games, make necessary adjustments, and prepare for the stretch run, while also giving players like Puka Nacua additional time to heal and get ready to return to action, which will only make our offense even more dangerous and difficult to defend. When Puka comes back and joins the receiver rotation, we're going to have an embarrassment of riches at the skill positions, and Stafford will have even more weapons to distribute the ball to and create explosive plays that put points on the board. This historic performance at Wembley is something that Rams fans will talk about for years to come. And it's a moment that deserves to be celebrated and appreciated, because we're witnessing greatness in real time, with a quarterback who continues to defy age and expectations while playing at an elite level that few players ever reach in their careers. The legacy that Stafford is building with the Rams is already incredible, with a Super Bowl champion and now an international passing record, and there's still more chapters to be written this season as we chase another championship and add more accomplishments to his Hall of Fame resume. So to every member of Rams Nation, whether you're in Los Angeles, California, or London, England, or anywhere else around the world, this is our moment to rally behind our team, support our quarterback, and believe that we have what it takes to compete with anyone in the league. Because when Matthew Stafford is throwing 5 touchdowns and setting records on the international stage, while asking about getting a sword for being knighted, there's nothing that can stop this team from achieving greatness and making 2025 a season we'll remember forever. Horns up, Rams Nation, let's ride this momentum straight through the bye week and into the second half of the season with confidence, swagger, and championship aspiration that are completely justified based on what we're seeing from this complete football team. Make sure you smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that like button to show some love for Sir Matthew Stafford of Wembley, and drop your answer in the comments below, because I want to know what you think. Should Matthew Stafford actually get knighted by the Queen, or should he just get that ceremonial sword he asked about? Let me know your pick in the comments right now.